What's up, YouTube? Something quick. Had to remove and rebuild the 2.0 Mazda engine from the Mazda b2000. Mazda b2000, Mazda b2200 is the same thing. Anytime you guys remove any engine or do any engine work on it, first thing you got to do, safety first, remove the battery, remove the top accessories, drain the oil and drain the coolant. So first of all, we're going to remove the battery. Let me pause it, I'll be right back. Alright, the battery is off. Everybody knows their battery, so you guys already know how to remove it. Next is air cleaner. It's gonna have a little butterfly. And screw this one off. Get the hinges off. Safety pins. We're gonna remove the air cleaner top or cover. There it's off. I'll put it on top of my BMW engine. My BMW, I'm already getting all the parts. I already have drive shaft, pedals, shaft shifter. I'm gonna go get the stick shift transmission because on my daily BMW 330 CI 46, I'm doing a stick shift swap. So stay tuned on that one. When I go back on this one, we're gonna remove the air filter. To remove this one, we're gonna remove these 3 exhaust vacuum hoses or relief hoses. 10 millimeter, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're gonna pull it out, disconnect any vacuum hoses. It's marked before you remove the vacuum hoses, or just take a picture, pull it out, and then unplug the any connections in there. So let me go ahead and remove that one. Alright, there is something I want to show you guys. Every time you remove anything, grab a box or anything, put all the screws in here. Keep them safe, don't lose anything. Now I want to show you when you lift the air cleaner. It's going to be held by 1, 2, 3 vacuums. One on the end, this one here, that one there, and this big one here. But the big one, you unplug the little vacuum in there, that one. So unplug 3 vacuums and get it out. Let's take a look. Let me plug it. There's one out, second out, the third one here. Ready to roll. There's that. Oh, aquí todo se hace. So there's that. This is how it looks with the air cleaner off. On top of the 3.0 BMW engine. This is how it looks. It's only 3 vacuums. There's 1, 2, and 3 right here. And this is how it looks. You guys can take a look. And then when you guys remove this one, I'm gonna show you. We're gonna, if you guys don't want to deal with all the vacuums here, all you have to do, disconnect it from the intake manifold. So it should be like 1, 2, 3, like 6 to 8 bolts or nuts. There'll be like I think 13 or 14 millimeters. So let me go ahead and do that. Remove from the intake from the head. I push it to the left, so we don't have to deal with all the vacuums. So if you guys are gonna disconnect all the vacuums, make sure you mark everything, because on this one, this is really crucial. If you mix one, you're gonna cry at the end. So it's unbolt the intake to the head and then push it to the left. I'll give you plenty of space. Let me go ahead and do that. Before I do that, I'm gonna drain the antifreeze and remove the radiator. To remove the radiator, it's gonna be 10 millimeters holding the fan clutch cover, the radiator cover. 10. Remove the hoses, drain the water, remove the hoses, this, and the fan clutch, and we can remove the radiator. Let me go ahead and do it. Okay, before disconnecting anything, after you drain the radiator, to remove the fan clutch, you're gonna need a 10 millimeter wrench. It's gonna fit in there. So don't remove any belts or anything yet, because that's gonna hold it tight. If not, you're gonna have to push one and remove the one with the 10 millimeter. You're gonna need a wrench. So it's four 10 millimeter nuts. When I mean 10 millimeter, I mean 10 millimeter. That's the size of it, not the size of the actual thread. So remove that off first before removing any belt or anything else. Let me go ahead and do that. So we have the 10mm in place. Hold it tight. It's gonna slip. You're gonna mess up your knuckles on the fan or the thread or the cover. So hold it tight. So there's one off. Always try to make sure you go on this side. Don't go this one right here, because if not, you're gonna mess up the shape of it, and then that's not good. So always try to make this, try to use this. So there's one off. Let me go for a second one. Bottom one, there's loose already. So we're gonna spin it around. Let me get all the other two. Let me get the fan clutch off. Alright, so fan closure is coming out. That's how you get it done. So now we can go ahead and remove the cover. Like I said, 10mm. On this truck, all you guys are gonna need 10mm, 8mm, 12, 13, all the way from 8 to 14. And then let me find out how much for transmission. They may be 17 or 18, but it's mainly yellow metric. Let me go ahead and do the rest. Let me get the cover off. Alright, cover is off. Now we're gonna remove the radiator. It's gonna be held by 4 bolts, which is one right here and the other one at the bottom. It's gonna be 12mm. Remove those two, another 2. Hoses, drain the water, bolt, hoses, and then radiator is going out. So 4 bolts, 12mm. Alright, the rad is off, radiator is off. What's next? Now we can get rid of the pulleys, alternator, belt, distributor. On the distributor, unplug the spark plugs, cables, get it off. And then we're gonna remove it with the 12mm. Just get it out. The vacuum advance. Just keep track on it. Mark it. Just vacuum advance. Make sure which one is it. Mark it if you want. PCB valve. So now let's go ahead and remove the distributor. Remove the exhaust, and then we'll move to the intake. So let me remove some stuff, which is the distributor, 12mm. Get it out. Belt, alternator, and then hose. Let's see what else I can remove. I'll be back. Here's off. You guys are gonna notice it has a plug, a little harness. It's gonna go to the coil. This is how it's gonna look. So make sure, if you guys want to mark everything, take a picture. It has a positive and negative. There's a plus sign, minus sign. So if you want to mark everything, it's just 2 plugs in there, and then a bunch of little wires in here. The 3 wires on the right, 2 on the left. So every truck could be different. So just mark the wires or take a picture. Either mark them or take a picture, because they have to remove them from there for the distributor. If not, you know what, never mind. If you're gonna remove it, take a picture or mark the cables. If not, all you have to do is this: grab the distributor and put them on the side. If you remove the engine, it's no need for you to remove the distributor or the cables. Leave it as is, and it's remove the distributor, put them on the side. So put them in here, it's gonna be quick. Now to remove the alternator, it's gonna be 2 12 bolts. 1 12 to adjust the adjustment, this one for the bracket. On the bottom is gonna be size 14mm. That's how you remove it. And then for the belt on the tensioner on the power steering pump, you're gonna need a 12mm. This is the adjustment, go up and down. And then this one right in the middle is a huge one. It's gonna be a 22mm. That one right there. That's a 22. So get this one loose, and then try to get this one loose too. Loosen it, it's gonna go up, which is gonna get tight. If you get it, like if you get it tightened, like a regular bolt, it's gonna go down. Let me try and adjust this. One hand. There you go. Okay, so now we'll go here. We're gonna tie it. See, guys, going up. So we go the other way. It's gonna go down. It's gonna get loose. That's how you can remove it. So let me go ahead and remove those belts. All right, that belt is off. Now, quick advice: every time you guys remove any bolt from the power steering pump or the alternator, what I always do, I put back the bolt. I put the bolt back on, so I can know which one was it, because you don't want to put the longer one or shorter one, or sometimes you're gonna be guessing. So I put that one back in there. Alt is loose. I loosen the 14 millimeters on the bottom. Gonna remove it. I can push it down here, remove the belt. Also, it's a good idea if you guys mark the belts, because they're different sizes. So let me go ahead and remove the other one. I'll be back. Alternator is off. All it took 14 millimeter. Bolt is super long. You're gonna need a socket or a wrench in the back. Both of them are 14 millimeter. And then to disconnect the cable, power cable, it was a 10 millimeter. Little nut, get it out, and unhook the cable. So alt is off. Those plugs are unplugged. The only power was the one in there. Longer bolt, remember. Socket and wrench. So let me go ahead and remove the rest. And then you guys can cancel this one if you want. If you don't want it in there, just plug the air cleaner or leave it open. And this one, all you have to do, bend it or weld it, so you don't have to be having these things around. So let me go ahead and remove the rest. Alright, now to remove the belt from the AC pump is gonna be more complicated. Why? It has a double bracket. You can see from here. It's gonna be one 14 millimeter in here, and the other one is right here. See the two of them? There's one right here and one right here. So it's always better if you guys have impact tools or electric tools. I will make a video of your essential tools, or what tools everybody needs or a must have, and also maybe the prices or the brands. So yeah, 14 millimeters, one here, because they're double-sided, 14 and 14. So it's a bolt with the nut. So yeah, 14, and then the tension bolt is this one right here. So get them loose, and whenever it's loose, just push them down, and now the belt should come up. This is most of the little complicated parts, just getting that one loose. There you go. So the belt is out. I moved all the parts right and everything in the box, like right on the back of the truck, so you have some more space. It can be clean. Don't be a dirty mechanic, be a clean one. So yeah, it's getting there. It's been so far 13 minutes. So let me go ahead and try to remove whatever else in here. I'll be back. Okay, AC pump is out. Now next move, we're gonna remove the power steering pump. So what we're gonna do, you have to remove this pulley, because behind is a three 14 millimeter bolts. They're holding the pump into the bracket. So if you're doing this by hand, you better remove this pulley or loosen the pulley, those bolts, while the belts are on. If not, you're gonna have a hard time. You're gonna have to hold it with the pliers and get them loose. But if you have an impact or electric little gun like mine, that should be easy. Hold in one hand, get them out. Belts, no belts, it should come right out. So I took the other three off. It has 4 bolts. There's the pulley out, the bolt in there. So now we can go ahead and remove those 14s, which is this one right here. There we go. Yeah, there are 3 of them. We're gonna get them loose so we can push it to the side, and the bracket is gonna stay on the block. So let's go ahead and do that. Once we get that one off, we're gonna remove the exhaust. On mine is already a Tutti Frutti, which is mixed 10 millimeters with 12, with 14s, with 13s, because people, the previous owner, was messing with this exhaust. So So if yours should have between like 12 millimeters or 13 millimeter, but mine has a make, so that's why it's a tutti frutti. So let me go ahead remove the power steering pump, and then I'm going to the exhaust. When that one is off, I'm going to the intake, transmission bolts, and the engine should be out. 15 minutes so far. Okay, so the power steering pump 314 millimeters are off. You see the pump is off, so when we lift the engine, that should be right off. And now the exhaust manifold only has 3 nuts or 3 bolts, 12 millimeters. They're already off, so all we gotta do is push it out. There you go. So we have a bunch of space. See all the space right here? That's plenty of space so we can get the engine out. If you even want to hold it, you can either get a wire from here and then push it down all the way to the racking pinion or the steering column, or to the whatever you can hold it to. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that so it can be off the way. I'm gonna get them tight all the way to the side. Do the mod that I was telling you. Cut this up, plug it, so we can avoid this thing in here, so it can look cleaner. And then yeah, let me go ahead and do it. Get that one tight up the way. The intake, transmission bolts, motor mounts. The engine is coming up. So there's the exhaust off. Put the wire between here and power buster on the brake cylinder in there. So of course I'm just holding it down. I'm gonna go underneath. I'm gonna remove the bolts so I can get the whole exhaust off, because I think it's cracked. I'm gonna make sure it's cracked. It's clean. So now I'm gonna tackle the intake manifold. So let me go ahead and do that. And also remove the fuel pump. Remove the fuel pump. Get the little original clamps off. Pull the lines off, and the bolts are 12 millimeters. Is it? Yeah. Sure. Can resist. Yeah, I think it is 12 millimeters. Either 12 or 14, but yeah, I think they're 12. I'll confirm right now when I remove it. So let me go ahead and remove that now. All right, all the bolts and nuts for the intake manifold on the 2.0, 2.2, Mazda b2000, b2200, b2600, whatever. 12 millimeters. You're gonna need the wrench. You're gonna need the socket. Do it by hand. Do it with impact. So there are only 6. 3 on the right side, 3 on the left side. Once they're done, you can go ahead and pull it out. There's this little puppy out. Just remove little hoses here and there for the gas. So once it's there you guys have it. See, you don't have to mess with the vacuum, so blah blah blah. So now since I need 2 hands, I'm gonna pause it, I'm gonna move it, push it back, and then now we can remove the fuel pump with the 12 millimeter. Remove the fuel pump. Get the line off, or you can even leave the lines on. Remove it, push it up, push it back, and then that'll be it for the top. I was going under, motor mounts, transmission, and the engine is coming out. So let me go ahead and fix the intake, put it to the right or to the side, and I'll be right back. This is how it's looking so far. All right, intake manifold all the way to my left. Exhaust is out, not out but to the right. Fuel pump is off. Hey, underneath the intake manifold, you guys are gonna find this little pipe. This pipe has water. How it goes? It goes right here underneath. So make sure this one always gets like swollen and so like soft. Make sure you replace it. What I did on this one, so I can remember it. I cut that one down, and then the other piece goes right where the thermostat goes, right here, the little nipple right there. So just push it out of the way, This one goes underneath the intake, so make sure you replace those little hoses, because once on, man, it's harder to replace. Anyways, cables to unplug, only the one for the thermostat, the one for the temperature sensor, which is right here. Let's push that one out, and the other ones that are still there, it's gonna be the one for the starter, the automatic on the 12-volt power. And now we can remove the starter from here. All you need is a wrench, 14 millimeter. Remove those 2 bolts, and then I believe there's one more in the bottom, so you can reach those 2 right there. So might as well get it off the way, why not? So get the starter off, and then once that's done, I'm gonna get the truck off. I'm gonna move the Dodge Nitro. I did the engine on that one too. They didn't really have time to film anything, so it's a B6 Chrysler engine. I think it was a what, 2.7, 3.5. So I'm gonna get that one off the way, because I'm gonna need the crate or the crane. So yeah, that's pretty much. Let's get in there, I'm already getting hungry, so I may run to the liquor store and buy me a hot dog and a jarritos. If anyone out there watching this video, give me a like, consider subscribing. Don't be a little bichos. But yeah, stay tuned. Let me get working on this little one. Okay, now on the bolts for the transmission on the engine, it's gonna be 4 bolts, size 17 millimeter. Those are easy to reach from the top. Once you remove the starter, intake to the side, exhaust to the side, it's gonna be 4 right on top, 2 right here, 2 on the other side. So those are easy to reach from the top. So get it done since you're already here before you lift it. So I'm already there. Remove 2 from here, 2 from there. I'm gonna go on the bottom, get the motor mounts on the other bolts from the transmission, and then some little brackets with the size 14 I can see from here. Those little brackets all the way at the end. Those right there, that one there, here, and there and there. And that huge one, I don't know the size yet, but let me figure it out. Should be like 13/16 or like 22 millimeters. So yeah, that's how we're going so far. I'm ready to push the truck out, put it next to the hoist of the crane over there, lift it, leave it on towers, and yeah, engine is coming out. Let me go push the truck over there, move cars, and then in the meanwhile I'm gonna charge my phone. Maybe I'll go grab the hot dog I was talking to you about. Okay, I've been lagging it, and after my hot dog and mandarina jarrito, this is how it looks. Intake on the side, exhaust on the side, but I took those 3 bolts, so it's only the catalytic under. I push this one to the side. All the bolts for the transmission are 17 millimeters. They're all out. You guys are gonna find 2 brackets that hold the transmission into the block. All you need is 14 millimeter bolts. All I did was took those 2 off on it prior to the right or to the side. Same thing on the other side. You see the bracket up in there. At that point, the engine is ready to go out. As you can see, this is a little gap right here between the engine and transmission. It's because they're already loose. It's ready, just waiting for me to lift it, pull it out. So that's what I'm gonna do. But yeah, the engine is ready. 2.0 Mazda engine. I guess last video I'm gonna show you guys is gonna be me also getting the truck out of here, because we have the old C10 Chevy short bed 4x4. So it's under there. So I'm gonna get that one up, move the Jeep, park it in there, get the hoist over there, and yeah, that's about it. So stay tuned, because the next video is coming up. Next one is gonna be the 3rd down, taking everything apart, and then it's gonna be a full rebuild. Since this little truck is for the shop, so I was thinking of porting it out, but now I'm just gonna smooth all the surfaces, all the intake and exhaust ports. I'm just gonna get it nice and smooth, I'm not gonna put it out. It's gonna be polish it and get everything nice and smooth, so better airflow, so we can avoid this carbon build. So yeah, I'm gonna wash the whole engine bay. Any type of degreaser is fine, gasoline is fine. This liquid you can find anywhere. It's yellow. It's called AFM. Some guys there with the rotary parts, they already left the comments below on one of my videos saying that that liquid or degreaser is so good. It's perfect. That thing works beautiful. So it's called AFM. It's yellow liquid. I'll try to show you guys the bottle. I may go and pick one up tonight at Walmart. So yeah, let me just get this bad boy out and then see you guys in a little bit. The next video, it's gonna be the disassemble. I'm gonna disassemble this one to see when went down. But I mean, it run out oil. I guess the oil pump, or we never checked the oil because it was burning oil. So I run with no oil, and then most likely like 2 or at least 1 connecting rod is alternator part, it's all worn out. All the metal's all gone. It's not bad. It was about time because it was 200,000 miles. That's how long it lasts. 200,000 original miles. Little engine lasts forever. I wish I can see an RX-8 lasting 200,000 miles. Leave a comment below. Thanks.